Hi guys, welcome to another luxury home tour. We did a styling video on this property, and if you guys haven't had a chance to watch it yet, click the link above and definitely watch it because we go through the whole styling process with you guys. And I explained that one of the things that I found at my consultation here was I didn't know what this room was, because typically you have a living room in the front of the house and the dining room just tucked behind it. But this house, they had the dining room in the front of the house, which I mean, it actually works out really nicely because it's a little bit more private in this area. And the big giveaway was this bar over here that they had, which I think is really practical. It's actually a continuation of the kitchen, which is right behind me. And we just accessorized with some bottled water and some cups and glasses to show what the space can be used for. So we decided to do an oval table here, which is a little bit different than what we usually do, which flows really nicely with the staircase in the house because it's curved. So we did our 8-seater modern chairs, very sleek looking, very slim, which goes with the house. And we have our neutral gray rug on the floor. I felt that I needed to add the rug because I needed that break with the wooden floor, which this whole house is pretty much paneled. So I felt that if I had the chairs just sitting on the bare floor, it wouldn't look as appealing. So I needed that break. I needed to lighten it up a little bit. So we used an 8x10 rug here. It just kind of neutralized and lightened up the space a little bit. And don't forget, we have a beautiful fireplace here. I love this feature. I think this is fantastic. Actually, I've recommended to a few of my clients where they have a dining room that's so private and tucked away from everything, and they've put a big TV in the dining room where, I mean, this is your entertaining area. Everyone's sitting here talking, laughing, doing their thing. You have some music going on, you have some kind of favorite show that you're watching. So I think it is a good idea in some homes to have a TV in the dining room, and this layout here, I think it would work out really well on top of the fireplace. So one of the feedback that we had from the builders was that people were a little concerned about the space, a little confused as to what is it really used for. I mean, you have a beautiful wall unit, but it's open concept to the front foyer. So what are we going to do? It's COVID. Obviously, everybody needs an office. So we decided to use this space as an open concept office space. And they had some green upholstery done in the wall unit. So we kind of continued that through into the room and carried the theme into the house. So some of the nice features in this office I want to point out to you is this beautiful wall paneling behind me. They've done such a beautiful job with this because it's not just flat panels, it's actually recessed. As well, I want to point out that we have heated floors here. Such a bonus to have heated floors in Toronto because it does get pretty cold in the fall and winter season. So it's definitely a plus to have. It can be a little bit costly, but it's definitely worth the investment. So we have the black granite on the floor carried through into the office, all uniformed, which is fantastic. Makes your space feel more luxurious and open, and there's a nice flow between the foyer and the office area. So what we did here with the furniture is we have the desk and the chair. We did a little accent chair in the window because we did have more space. The wall unit is pretty neutral. I find that when there's too many shelving, it can get a little bit busy when you put in too much pieces. So we neutralized it with some of the lighter beige tones. We have the books that are all pretty neutral. And we have our pop of green with the chair with the dark glass table to accent our black floor. Before we go to the great room, I want to show you this powder room because I found this space to be so interesting. So they have a little waiting area, believe it or not, leading to the powder room. And I thought this was genius actually, because it's a space that can be used, right? They already have a built-in closet on the one side, and this side would have been just bare and I would have had to put a console table or something. But the fact that they made this custom bench from floor to ceiling and continued the green theme, I think is genius. I think this looks absolutely stunning here. It's really custom. And when you call a property a custom home, this is what differentiates it from probably most of the other custom homes that don't have details like this. Let's go to the powder room. So they've done an integrated sink. So instead of doing frame around the mirror, they have the same stone framed going all the way around with the lights integrated into the mirror and all of the brass details, which is also continued on the floor. And we have this wall here, which I think is really nice. I actually saw this in one of our other properties just recently. I found it to be fabulous because you don't need to put up art. This is already a beautiful feature wall in the powder room, and you have some of the brass inlay in the stone. So I thought this was really, really interesting. Another area that really confused me at my consultation was this. And again, you will catch me talking about it in our last video that we did on this property. So where I'm standing right now is the living room, which once you get a full view, you will see how interesting this space is, because the living room is open concept to the kitchen, and to the right of me is the family room. So I've never actually had to really deal with a space like this where all of these three rooms are in one big open concept space, but I think that it turned out so beautifully, and I got lucky because I had all of the right pieces for it. Instead of doing a sofa here, because I have a great big sofa in the great room, we decided to split it up. I split up my chaise, did 2 chaises, end table, rug, 2 beautiful accent chairs, coffee table, and we accented with our bowls on the wall, which creates so much life, so much drama, instead of just doing like a mirror or a piece of art. So they were getting a lot of feedback with this area of what is it for? What do you do with it? And that's where we come in, where we style it and we show them what can we do with it. This can be used as a beautiful living room now. And now I'm just going to step over into the kitchen here, which is a phenomenal kitchen. Guys, check out this island. This house is so big. If you had a smaller island than what they have here, it would just not be proportionate with the size of the kitchen. So they have the honed countertop, which is done in a waterfall design, and a lot of the wood details again, but I really like the fact that they didn't continue the wood behind me, and they did a lot of the white with high gloss finish, and that really makes the island area pop. So you have the black and you have the white and you have the wood kind of all coming in through, and the lights. Because the island is so large, they had to do 3, and I always say go in odd numbers. I think 2, 1 or 2 don't work unless it's 1 and it's something long, which is proportionate with the size of your island. But something like this, you need 3 big pieces in order to really allow it to show itself, because if you have small pieces on an island like this size, it would just get lost. If you don't have enough lights on an island this size, it just wouldn't show itself nicely. So 3, and each one of these are about 14 inches. It really fills up the island. One of the other great features in this kitchen is this faucet here. Guys, this is like a work of art. Let me just show you this. It like does anything, any way, however way you want, moves around. I'm almost scared to use it because I'm sure this is super expensive, but it's like a conversation piece. They have a Gaggenau stovetop here. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely stunning. And I love how it has the brass details, which goes with the pot filler and the light fixtures and the faucet and every other detail in this house. I mean, they didn't miss a thing, right? And I'm gonna tell you something else. The backsplash here, love the fact that they continued it with the island. It's so uniformed. It looks fantastic against the wood here. And obviously we have soft close drawers. Oh, with lights. Oh my goodness, I have not seen this. Just in case at nighttime you come to get some goodies, you can see what you're taking in your drawers. All right, and then we come to this great wall of pantry, built-in fridge and freezer. Oh my goodness. I know a lot of people are scared of mirrors. And I'm gonna say this because I have had projects where we put up mirrors and people are like, oh my gosh, why mirrors? Why mirrors? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It's because of this beautiful mirror behind me. One of the main things is that it makes the space feel more grand and more open, a lot bigger. It's absolutely perfect. Instead of having a drywall or more paneling, if you have already a lot of paneling in your house, bring in different materials like mirrors. And this one's done in a smoked glass, which is actually works out a lot nicer because the clear glass can look a little bit cheap, but something like this custom with the beveled edges, perfect. Absolutely love it. So what did we do? We decided to do a round table with 6 chairs. I actually wanted to do a rectangle table here with 6, but the agent preferred to do a round. He wanted a pathway to the exterior, which I agree with. Still think this turned out absolutely stunning because I got to use my brass table, which goes with everything else in the house, and our beautiful leather chairs. So we can show 6 seats here, which is important in a house this size because you want to show ample amount of seating. When you have 5 to 6 bedrooms, you want to show at least 6 seats in the kitchen. And we accomplished that really well. So one of the challenges that I had in this room was the fact that they did this beautiful custom wall unit, but let me just show you this. So you have 3/4 of the wall that's covered in the shelving, and then you have the rest of it, which is fireplace. So where are you centering everything, your furniture around? Are you centering it around the wall unit, the fireplace, or in between? So here's the challenge. Our room is an L-shaped room, so we had to actually cut off the furniture where the family room ends, which is essentially here, and not here, which is the edge of the fireplace, because this would typically be my borderline. So I had to work with that wall. So we situated the furniture around this nook here in the window. So we had to be careful with our furniture placement so that everything is centered with where the TV would essentially go. So we use a rectangular table, which is pointed directly at the TV, which kind of centers everything on this line. And we have our beautiful custom sectional. This is absolutely stunning, guys. So soft, so cozy, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Luxury meets casual. And I think for a great room / family room, it works out really well. I've always wanted a Venetian plaster staircase in my house, but since I don't have that, I got to style one and fell even more in love with it because I always see it on social media and all of these beautiful photos, but I never actually got to see one live. And now that I have with this property, I'm even more in love with it. The only thing is, and I said this in my last video, there might be some upkeeping with it because you constantly have to paint it. You have drywall and paint, so obviously there is some maintenance involved. But overall, it adds beautiful architectural detail to the house, especially because the staircase is one of those areas of the house that really does pop. So to do something special like this will really differentiate the house from other properties. And they have this beautiful hanging light fixture here. Absolutely love this. So this is one of the secondary bedrooms in the house, and it was the most awkward shaped room, and that's why we decided to style it, because it doesn't really have a full wall to put a bed on. So we decided to use this half wall that we have with our double-sized bed, and we just kind of fluffed it up with as many pillows as we could just to create a lot of drama. We could only do one nightstand beside it, and we had to use our most narrow nightstand because we didn't want to obstruct the walking way. Look at this. This could have potentially been a dead space here, but the builders used the space so well. They did a built-in desk area, like a working station, It makes the room more practical, makes the space more practical. Instead of just having a dead zone here, now it's a working station and you don't need to bring in a desk and a chair, and you can use this. And we styled it with our accessories, so I tried to keep it neutral. I didn't want to make it too busy. So we have the whites and the golds, added some art pieces, added our round brass mirrors here on this side, which is great because you have the closet right behind you here and you can just check yourself out before you leave. This is really interesting because people would think this might be a little bit busy with all of the patterns, but I think it worked out really nice with the linear lines on the floor and all of this mosaic going on behind me, because the colors are all matching. It's all black and white and kind of like a goldy tone, and it works out really well for this small bathroom. It gives it a lot of character. We have a king bed, 2 nightstands in this master bedroom. It's actually such a beautiful room to stand in. I wish that you guys could actually feel the warmth in here because they've used, again, the wood paneling on the feature wall, and they have a built-in closet here with the same wood, and you have it carried through on the floor. So it really adds a lot of harmony with the materials used because everything is tone on tone, and we have the bench which is kind of matching the wood on the floor, and we brought in the blacks and the whites to accent. So a lot of warm colors, a lot of earth tone colors, and it worked out really well here because we don't have a lot of natural light. I mean, we have this big wall of windows here, which has a beautiful view of the exterior garden, but it's not a lot of light coming through because the light is obstructed by the big tree that we have here. So we decided to keep the furniture light and neutral and very welcoming. So I decided to do a beautiful chaise in the window instead of doing like 2 accent chairs or a sofa, because this is a little bit more open concept. And it's a neutral color which blends in with the rug, with the walls, and all of the wood used. One of the other things that they had here was they had this huge wall which has a built-in underneath, and obviously we can't leave it empty, so we decided to do artwork here, which, I mean, whoever comes in here can decide if they want a TV in their room or not. If not, you put a mirror, you put artwork. So it just really adds a punch against the white drywall here. This over here is absolute perfection. Again, one of those spaces that was kind of like, okay, what do you do with this? Should we put a bench? Should we just have it as a sitting area? But then we figured it can be used as either a working station or a makeup vanity because you have your mirror already here. And we decided to do our leather bench here, which actually worked out really nicely. I mean, can it get more perfect than this? Another one of the things that they went a little bit over and beyond was ordering these custom oval shaped mirrors. Typically you see rectangle square mirrors in the bathrooms on top of the vanity, but here they did these beautiful oval shaped brass, which details nicely with the brass hardware throughout the whole house. And you have a nice freestanding tub here in front of the window. One of my first homes that I designed years and years and years ago, we did this seamless floor to the shower. And I remember at the time I was telling my contractor, I said, you know, this is what I want to do. And they were like, no, what are you talking about? You don't do stuff like that. Where's the water going to go? Where's the water going? Now everybody's doing it. And I'm so glad to see it because it's so modern, it's so clean and so elegant. So this is the stand-up shower done in all marble and granite with all of the brass, and very open concept. You have a lot of the glass going. You don't have walls, you just have this side. So love, love, love this. Guys, I hope you enjoyed our luxury home tour. I had a great time showing you all of the special features of this property. There's definitely more properties coming up, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more videos that are coming your way. See you next time.